In 2023, Goldman Sachs calculated that AI could disrupt up to 300 million jobs worldwide. Tech executives used that number to justify layoffs. Career coaches used it to sell courses. And millions of workers used it to panic. But buried in that same report was a finding almost nobody covered. Roughly 30% of occupations showed minimal exposure to AI automation. And a disproportionate number of them pay over $100,000 a year. So today, we're not giving you a comfort blanket. We're giving you the structural evidence for why certain six-figure roles are genuinely hard to replace and what would need to change for that to shift. The World Economic Forum's 2025 Future of Jobs report identified a pattern across the roles facing the highest automation risk. They tend to be repetitive, rules-based, and digitally mediated, meaning a computer already handles the interface between the worker and the output. The roles at the lowest risk share something different. MIT's Work of the Future initiative calls it contextual human judgment under uncertainty. Translation: situations where the stakes are high, the environment isn't standardized, and someone's license or someone's life is on the line.
I think right now there is a lot of potential, excitement, perhaps hype about AI. But if you look at its current capabilities, we are very far from AI, either generative AI or other types of AI, performing any of the tasks that involve a heavy level of interaction with the physical world.
That's our framework. 5 structural barriers, 10 jobs. Let's look at the evidence. Before we get into the roles, it helps to understand why AI struggles with them. There are 5 recurring structural barriers. First, legal accountability. AI systems can't hold a license, can't be sued for malpractice, and can't go to prison. The moment a role requires personal legal accountability for an outcome, human skin has to be in the game. Second, physical presence in non-standardized environments. Current robotics and AI systems are trained on predictable inputs. The real world is not predictable. Third, therapeutic or institutional trust. Some decisions only work if the person receiving them trusts the person making them deeply, personally, over time. Fourth, adversarial judgment. In genuinely adversarial situations, success depends on creative thinking beyond any training dataset because the opposition is adapting in real time. And fifth, AI-created demand. Ironically, 2 of the 10 roles on this list exist because of AI, and neither existed in its current form 5 years ago. The first cluster is professionals who carry personal legal liability for their outputs. Number 1, surgeon. Robotic surgical systems like the Da Vinci platform have been operating for over 2 decades. And yet, the AMA reports consistent wage growth, with median surgical compensation now exceeding $400,000. Why? Because robotic systems are precision tools, not decision makers. The surgeon reads the room, handles complications, makes real-time calls under pressure, and carries the malpractice burden. AI augments. It doesn't replace. Number 2, licensed structural engineer. In the United States, any infrastructure involving public safety requires the stamp of a licensed professional engineer, a PE stamp. That stamp represents personal legal accountability. A 2025 analysis of major infrastructure projects found that AI tools are now widely used for load modeling and design calculations. But the PE stamp cannot be delegated to software. Licensure backlogs in several states have pushed median PE salaries above $130,000. Number 3, master electrician. This one surprises people. In high-cost metros, master electricians routinely earn $120,000 to $180,000. They work inside walls, beneath floors, inside structures that no robotic system is trained to navigate. The National Electrical Code changes every 3 years. Every installation is unique. And the liability chain runs directly to the licensed human who signed off. The common thread? You can't delegate the signature to a machine. The second cluster involves something fundamentally harder to automate, the trust that flows from human-to-human accountability. Number 4, psychiatrist. Prescribing psychotropic medication is a federally regulated act requiring a medical license. But beyond the legal requirement, a 2024 study in JAMA Psychiatry found that patient outcomes in complex psychiatric cases improved significantly when treatment included what researchers called a therapeutic alliance, a sustained human relationship with a clinician. AI chatbots have shown genuine promise for mild anxiety, but acute cases, suicidality assessments, and medication management remain firmly in human hands. Median psychiatrist compensation, approximately $250,000. Number 5. Trial lawyer. Goldman Sachs did predict that 44% of legal work could be automated. But that work is largely document review and contract drafting, not courtroom practice. A litigator's core product is persuasion under pressure, reading a jury, managing witnesses, pivoting strategy when opposing counsel surprises you. The American Bar Association has explicitly stated that AI cannot represent clients in court. Median compensation for litigation partners at major firms exceeds $200,000, and it's climbing. Number 6. Licensed clinical psychologist. State licensing boards in all 50 U.S. states require a credentialed human clinician for formal diagnosis under the DSM-5. Insurance reimbursement requires a credentialed provider. A 2025 review of 18 digital mental health platforms found that 94% still required human oversight for treatment planning. In private practice with specializations, clinical psychologists regularly earn six figures. The third cluster is where AI fails hardest: adversarial environments and strategic ambiguity. Number 7. Cybersecurity Red Team Analyst. These are the professional hackers companies pay to break into their own systems. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects 33% job growth in information security through 2033, one of the fastest rates in the entire U.S. economy. Red team work requires imagining attack vectors that don't exist in training data, because real attackers are innovating. Many of these roles require active security clearances. Experienced red teamers earn $140,000 to $190,000. And demand is accelerating, not slowing. Number 8. C-suite executive. McKinsey's 2025 survey of 1,200 global executives found that boards are increasingly pricing human accountability and cultural leadership at a premium, precisely as AI handles more operational work. The pay gap between C-suite and middle management has widened in AI-exposed industries. The executive's job is shifting toward judgment and relationships, the two things AI is worst at. The evidence across all 10 roles points to the same structural pattern. AI is displacing work that is routine, standardized, and digitally native. It is failing to displace work that requires legal skin in the game, trust built through human relationship, judgment under adversarial uncertainty, physical presence in unstructured environments, or governance of AI itself. The most important takeaway here isn't a list of 10 jobs to memorize. It's a framework to evaluate any role you're considering, building toward, or hiring for. Ask yourself, how many of these 5 barriers does this position sit behind? The answer will tell you far more about long-term resilience than any headline prediction. For more weekly insights into the tech economy, subscribe to the AI Briefing.